To you here on the Leader 98.7 and AM 1580 WLIJ, streaming on WLIJradio.com and the free WLIJ 98.7 mobile app. And with us in Studio B today for another government talk program with Mr. Scott Johnson. It's the CEO of the Shelbyville Bedford Partnership, Mr. Shane Hooper. Without further ado, fellas, take it away.
Producer Brandon, this is Scott Johnson on behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting here at Shelbyville, Tennessee, Bedford County, about 50 miles south of Nashville, 25 miles south of Murfreesboro, and the lovely, rolling, and today sunny Green Hills of southern Middle Tennessee. It's that time of the month where we have in here the Shelbyville Bedford County Partnership Chief Executive Officer Shane Hooper to talk about different things going on, whether it's economic development, workforce development, the foundation, and or the Chamber of Commerce. Good morning, Shane.
Good morning, Scott.
Good to have you here. You got a laundry list of items to talk about today. Of course, there's always something going on in economic growth, development, all that good stuff you guys have going on here in Bedford County. It looks like you want to talk a little bit about the Chamber today.
Correct, Scott. The purpose of the Chamber is to provide growth, advocacy, and promotion for small businesses and retail businesses in Shelbyville and Bedford. And I'll start out by saying why that's important. The tax revenue that comes from our small businesses is extremely important to the city and the county. That's a lot of where we're elected officials. Sales tax, exactly. Yep. Sales revenue from small businesses creates sales tax revenue, which is what the elected officials use to provide goods and services back to the citizenry. So it's extremely important.
So it's good for our small businesses. It's good for government and infrastructure.
Exactly, because it takes those funds to make our community work, and the Chamber plays an extremely important role in all of that. The Chamber's role is to make sure that we are helping our small businesses grow, that they have an advocate, and that they have somebody that's helping promote them from a collective, and that's the role of the Chamber.
Now, as far the Chamber of Commerce is essentially, of course, now part of the Shelbyville Bedford County Partnership now, and but it has its own board of advisors, I guess, right?
Correct. So our chamber has what we refer to as the Chamber Advisory Committee. We have Ashley House is the chairman of that committee and also serves on the Shelbyville Bedford Partnership Board because of her role as chairman of the committee. On the executive committee, you also have Warren Wells and Daniel Watson from First Community Bank.
And Warren Wells from the Celebration.
Well,
that's a talented crew right there.
It's a very talented crew, and it is the great thing is it's a great showing of up and coming young leadership. Warren is doing a phenomenal job out at Celebration, and Daniel Watson is doing great things at First Community Bank as well.
And so that group of advisors, and then Ashley, as the president of the chamber or chairman of their advisory group, she sits on the Shelbyville Partnership Board of Directors, correct?
Correct. And
represents the chamber on there.
Correct. She represents the chamber on our Shelbyville Bedford Partnership Board as a whole, and Ashley and her husband, Jeb, are getting ready to open Glass Hollow on the square with Ms.
Well, I'll tell you what, we all, of course, toured that the other day from the Partnership Board of Directors. What a fantastic facility that's going to be. We're looking forward to them. Opening that fairly soon.
Absolutely.
Those of you known as Knox Pitts Hardware for years, Jody Lambert and I were walking around, one of our board members. I said, where was the plumbing section? Because if you were going to get something back in the day, that's where you went to get it. So, but they're doing a great job of remodeling that place. And I think that facility, I know we're getting a little off script here, but that facility is going to be it's going to draw people to Shelbyville, kind of like the Bell Buckle Cafe draws people to Bell Buckle, or let's say Emil's draws people to Tullahoma. Right. I think it's going to draw people here from other towns. They'll have dinner, pay for their meals, generate sales tax revenue, and then they'll leave. They'll leave town. Won't have to educate their kids.
Exactly.
And, so I do think they're going to be a great economic engine here in the retail area here in Shelbyville and Bedford County.
Absolutely, and we're looking forward to the ribbon cutting for Glass Hollow is August the 30th. I'll get you a time on that, Scott, but I believe it's August the
Friday.
30th, Friday afternoon. And
okay.
I want to say it's at like 3:30.
Second to last night of the horse show.
It is actually at 3:30.
3:30, August 30th, up on the square. Ribbon cutting for Glass Hollow, the new event facility and restaurant there up on the square.
Correct.
Congratulations to them.
Yeah, they also have some Airbnb across the top of that.
They do.
Yep. They got 5 of them, so we're looking forward to it. They have a tremendous setup. You've been on a tour through there.
Yep.
It looks fabulous.
It really does.
They've
kept a lot of the old patina, I'll call it, like brick walls, the wood floor. I mean, it really looks great in there. So look forward to that opening. You were talking about before we started talking about a new facility. Well, we are talking small business, so right. I mean, we're talking about them. We just highlighted them today, but we'll highlight other folks another day. But you're talking about the purpose of the chamber and what it does, Shane. Right.
So that growth and advocacy and promotion is important to small businesses. But one of the first things that we did this year with the chamber is we said we're going to have a focus on value. We're going to talk about things that people want to participate in. Let's ask ourselves that question. If we were looking at this strictly from a small business perspective, which we should be, what do they want to attend? What is profitable? What's going to be of value to them? So one of the things that we did is we took all of the programming and we laid it out on paper, and we said, let's cover each one of these events and everything that we're doing, and let's say, how does this bring value back to the small business? Because we want people to be a member of the chamber, and being a member of the chamber, that is an expense item, $350 to be a member of the chamber, which is lower than any of our counterparts around, but we felt like it was a step in the right direction. But if you're going to offer a chamber membership that is a cost item, you have to be able to explain why that is and what's the value.
Certainly. And what are some of those on the new program?
So, some of the immediate things that you can see when you get a list of chamber offerings from Dana Rodriguez, who is our new Director of Chamber Operations. Dana has on her list things like WLIJ. You can get
We're talking about Hopkins Farm Broadcasting, the only locally owned radio station in Bedford County. Go ahead, Shane.
Yeah, the only locally owned radio station in Bedford County.
That's a fact.
WLIJ.
Local
business. You can receive a discount on your package that you buy from WLIJ. Like if you come in and you buy $1,000 worth of advertising with WLIJ, or $500 worth of advertising with WLIJ, there is a portion of that you will get, I don't want to say for free, but there is we will be able to up your level of package from whatever you purchase because you are a chamber member.
Like going from coach to first class.
From going from coach to first class.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
And then we have an arrangement also somewhat like that with Trailhead Media. But now the Trailhead Media, let me be very clear about this. It is with Trailhead Media, this is for new chamber members only. New chamber members. So if you're a business out there and you've been on the fence about getting a chamber membership or not, just know that when you are a new chamber member, there is also a package that comes from Trailhead Media. And then we do something with healthcare as well for small businesses, because access to healthcare when you're in the private sector is a little bit more challenging than
Absolutely.
if you
That's tough,
have a job where they have national healthcare. So the healthcare that's offered through the chamber, the discounts from Trailhead Media for new chamber members, and then also the discounts that you get with WLIJ. Those are extremely significant and worth taking a look at.
And that's just some of the new offerings.
And that's just some of the new offerings.
Right. You're just highlighting those.
We're just highlighting. I just picked a few.
But for more information, contact you guys.
Yes. For more information, reach out to Dana Rodriguez. Her email address is dana@Shelbyville-Bedford.com. Dana, D-A-N-A, @Shelbyville-Bedford.com.
I like the way you guys just use your first names because it keeps it a lot shorter than having a 47-letter email address. Congratulations on that, Shane. But anyway, what kind of, speaking of the Chamber of Commerce, what kind of advocacy are you guys doing?
So, depending on where your business is located, people always think about the businesses on the square. We have businesses that are up and down Madison. We have businesses that are on 231 North. So depending on where your business is located, there will be specific challenges and opportunities that you may have. There's different types of businesses out there, and sometimes they need somebody to be an advocate for them to help communicate certain issues that they may be coming across. So that's part of what we do as well. For example, in agriculture, you'd be amazed. Well, you wouldn't be, but
I wouldn't.
As we have talked about, Bedford County ranks very highly in the state.
You did a whole program on it.
A whole program on the role of agriculture, and there are certain challenges that comes along with being in that agriculture field, being a business and agribusiness, and we're just trying to help get the word out about what our agribusinesses are all about, and we're looking forward to that. That is a very exciting piece of what the partnership is working on.
Well, I want to congratulate you guys on doing that, Shane, because having been involved in around economic development stuff for quite a few years and been to a lot of other places, a lot of other economic development folks, they don't focus on agriculture. I was glad to see you guys are doing that here.
Yeah, and our plan is to become the go-to example for the state of Tennessee when it comes to, if somebody wants to contact Tennessee Department of Economic and Community Development and Commissioner Stuart McWhorter and say, how do we get involved in agriculture? I'd like to put us at the partnership right here in Bedford County, Shelbyville and Bedford County, in the position where we have leaders, state leaders, that say, if you want to know how to do it, go to Bedford County and see the Shelbyville.
Just
Bedford
another program being benchmarked by folks in other places.
Exactly.
All right, good deal. As far as, I tell you what, folks, oh my gosh, I'm telling you, I'm looking up there now. Producer Brandon's getting a little nervous back in there. Folks, it's about that time. We're talking to Shane Hooper, the CEO of the Bedford County Shelbyville Partnership. We're going to take a 60-second break and be right back.
Isn't it time you had a good night's sleep? People at their best get their beauty rest with a personalized Simmons Beauty Rest sleep experience from Kincaid's, who's always been your hometown source for top-notch customer care. From inner spring and plush to the luxurious Beauty Rest Harmony Collection, featuring pocketed coil technology designed to restore your sleep with individualized support. Call Kincaid's at 931-684-5662 and get your beauty rest with impressive selection of Simmons Beauty Rest mattresses today.
At Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care, they strive to bring you excellence. Their family-friendly atmosphere makes going to the doctor a breeze. They provide their patients with in-depth eye exams with same-day glasses, a wide selection of name-brand frames like Ray-Ban, Versace, Coach, and more. They also have contact lenses and are able to treat ocular diseases and eye injuries. Need an eye exam? Trust Dr. Hasty and Family Eye Care, located at 605 North Main Street in Shelbyville, directly across from the U.S. Post Office. 931-684-2020.
This is Scott Johnson on behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting here in Shelbyville, Tennessee, Bedford County. It's that time of the month. We're talking to the Shelbyville Bedford Partnership CEO, Shane Hooper, and today's Shane focus is on the Chamber of Commerce here in Shelbyville, Bedford County. And when we left, we were talking about agriculture, but what are some of the promotional things you guys do via the Chamber? Shane?
Right. So part of what you get from being a Chamber member as well is we have a host of opportunities to promote your business, whether it's on traditional media, and you can do that through, as we mentioned before, with Trailhead Media if you are a new Chamber member, but then also if you buy a package with WLIJ or WZNG, all affiliated with Hopkins Farms Broadcasting, you have the ability to promote your business, get your word out about your business. And then also we have social media opportunities on the Chamber's website as well. We have a new Chamber website. Actually, the new website has economic development, workforce development, tourism, the Chamber, and the Shelbyville Bedford Community Foundation all on one website. So if you want to become a Chamber member, go to the website. It is shelbyville-bedford.com and just click on the tab that says Chamber. But we do have a lot of social media opportunities to help promote your business on the Chamber's website, and then also on the social media for the Chamber. And, one of the things that we did last week, which I thought was incredibly rewarding, is we were out at Southbound Power Sports, and quite frankly, I didn't know all of what Southbound Power Sports had inside the store, but we had our what we call Spark, which is our third Thursday coffee. We had it at Southbound Power Sports, and we were able to take a lot of Chamber members in, and we were surprised. At least I was surprised. I didn't know everything that they had to offer. I thought they did a lot of side-by-sides, but you get in there, you see motorcycles, traditional motorcycles, and then you see the sport motorcycles and three-wheel motorcycles. I mean, it was just phenomenal, the amount of opportunities to purchase power sporting vehicles in that location. And it was just something that I think a lot of people wouldn't have known about if it hadn't been for that opportunity for Southbound Power Sports.
The programming, what kind of programming do you guys do? I mean, you mentioned Spark, and of course that's one of your programming opportunities.
Yeah, I'd like to make sure that we cover some of these things before we close out, Scott, because one of the things that we did is we took a hard look at the programming and we said, okay, what do people want to come to? What
these are chamber members.
Right. What do our chamber members want to come to? What is in it for our chamber members and their business? Chamber members are obviously, most of them have businesses, and if they're going to be out of their business, what's going to make it worth their time to be out of their business? So we went through, we looked at every last one of our pieces of our programming and said, okay, how do we make this better? How do we make this something that they would want to come to? For example, the business after hours, we created this to really give our chamber members an opportunity in the afternoons and the evenings, rather, to come out and really get an opportunity to see other businesses and promote their business back during Mardi Gras, we had over 300 people out at Humble Baron. This was a collaborative event that we did with the Rutherford County Chamber of Commerce. We're very close to Rutherford now, and people from Rutherford come this way to do business, and the people in Rutherford look at Shelbyville and Bedford as an opportunity to do more business as well. So we had a wonderful event out at Humble Baron.
That was really well attended. I was there, and what a great networking opportunity for our local small business people.
Right. We had about 350 people out there at Humble Baron, and it was just a phenomenally great event.
Of course, what a great event location as well. Shout out to those folks.
Now, I can tell you about, speaking of a great facility, the work that Warren Wells has done out at Celebration in the new Hall of Fame room, as well as the new Blue Ribbon room. The upgrades that have been done out there, they look great. And this past week,
Thank you, Cooper Steel.
Yes, thank you to Cooper Steel. We had a great event called Settle Up and Celebrate last week. That event, we brought together our local businesses and the people that are affiliated with Celebration for
walking horse industry.
The walking horse industry.
Yeah, that was a great combination of folks out there.
Yeah, because it really gave businesses here an opportunity to meet, greet, and get to know some folks that are in the walking horse industry. We're coming up on the 86th celebration, and we're all looking forward to crowning some national grand champions. So it's going to be a great event. But that Settle Up and Celebrate, which was part of the Chamber's program.
What great timing, too, right before the 86th National Celebration, August 21st through the 31st. That's right. We'll talk about that at the end of the show. Go ahead.
Okay. And then also our quarterly luncheons. I mean, we've had quarterly luncheons. We had Mr. Jimmy Wright come in. Jimmy Wright is the new president at the Tennessee College of Applied Technology. That is our vocational school. People talk about promoting vocational school and trade, people learning trades all the time.
Key workforce development partner.
Absolutely. Yep. So the TCAP president spoke at one of our quarterly luncheons. We had Mayor Chad Graham offering information about Bedford County, and that was a wonderful program as well. Just to hear Mayor Chad Graham talk about his vision is great. You talk
probably
about
one of the better strategic planners around.
Exactly. Yep. For an elected official to have his vision and know where he wants to go is extremely important. So that was another great quarterly luncheon that we had. And then we've also had Joe Huffine with Protrition, CEO of Protrition. He is an agriculture. His topic was agriculture and the importance of agriculture in Bedford County. So we've had some.
And Protrition is related to co-op.
Correct.
Just for our listening audience out there. So, yeah.
So the quarterly luncheons are a great way to
very diverse group of different business sectors. I mean, really.
Right. But we have what we call sustaining members of the chamber that make sure that we have a chamber, and those folks like the Vanderbilt Bedford Hospital, those folks, United Communications, those folks they get to sponsor the quarterly luncheons, and when we have those quarterly luncheons, we always try to make sure that we have some great guest speakers.
Great community partners there. You got several other things you still do at the chamber. You just talked about quarterly luncheons. What's Spark? Explain to the listeners what Spark Spark is.
So Spark is a spark for your business. It provides that spark to really get things going. It's a third Thursday coffee that we do on location. So if you are a chamber member and you want us to come out to your place of business, you can get on the schedule. And right now we're averaging somewhere between 40 and 50 people that will come out and have
owners of other businesses in the community.
Yes.
Or government leaders.
Yes. Owners of other businesses, government leaders, just people that are that want to see small businesses be successful. We're having about 40 to 50 that are coming out to this coffee on the third Thursday, sponsored by the chamber. And what we did there is we didn't just want to have a coffee. We wanted to have some structure to it and make it of value to businesses. So what we did is we said, okay, we're getting all these new chamber members, and most people may or may not know what they do. So let's give 2 new chamber members an opportunity to explain what their business does, and we'll give them 60 seconds to do that. And then we'll have 2 of our existing chamber members talk about what their business does. So all in total, you're looking at about 4 minutes. And then we have another program called Ignite, and that is where we get into providing business information to our small businesses. And the person that is going to teach that class also has an opportunity to introduce during Spark what the next class is going to be about. For example, when we had our third Thursday at the Hall of Fame room at Celebration in Cooper Steel Arena, Marsha Howard, with elaborate images, she gave us an introduction on what she was going to be speaking about at the next Ignite. Ignite is a series of classes. It is a curriculum of classes designed to help businesses be successful. We've had people from Traders Bank, First Community Bank, Heritage South come in and teach classes on getting loans, how to have business checking accounts, everything that financial information that you needed to know, small businesses, to help them be successful. So,
because you may know a product or something really well, but you better know the financial side as well.
Correct.
You're going to stay open and stay successful.
Correct. And that gets back to that value that we want to bring to our chamber members, is making sure that they have the information that they need to be successful. And this week, on August the 22nd at 11:30 at the Tennessee College of Applied Technology on Madison, we actually have the Small Business Development Center is going to come and provide information to our small businesses as well. It's going to be on a host of topics that they think is important for small businesses to know, and you will have an opportunity to ask questions and get to build a relationship with those folks, because those folks can actually help you do business plans and everything else.
So those small business folks here locally, they're going to be a Small Business Development Center event August 22nd. At 11:30 out at the Tennessee College of Applied Technology on Madison Street. Can they just show up, Shane? Or?
They can. We prefer that you pre-register by going to www.shelbyville-bedford.com website and then clicking on the chamber and going to the events. We prefer that you pre-register, or if you don't feel like you can accomplish that, just call Dana or send Dana an email at Dana, D-A-N-A, at Shelbyville-bedford.com. You can register that way. You can also just call Dana, and if you can't do any of that and you want to just show up, we're never going to turn anybody away. We're here for business growth and to support small business. So it just makes it easier when we know how many people to
certainly
to prepare.
If it's 11:30, there's probably going to be a little refreshments involved with that.
Yes. So there is lunch.
Know in advance. Yep.
Yes, there is lunch with that, and that's another thing that Southern Connections Catering.
Joe McCurry.
Yeah, Joe McCurry does a phenomenal job, and we just like to be able to let Joe know how many people he needs to prepare lunch for.
There's a successful small businessman here in the local community. A little shout out there, Joe. Now, what's the Bedford Business? We got a few minutes left, Shane. What's the Bedford Business Expo?
This is something that, I tell people all the time that you don't have to create everything sometimes, from scratch. Sometimes you just need to look at your neighbors and see. Some people call it research and development. Sometimes it's referred to as rip off and duplicate. So sometimes,
how about benchmarking?
Yeah, there you go. Benchmarking. We looked at some very successful chambers, and we said, what are some of the things that they're doing that we need to incorporate that we think would go over well in our community as well. And one of them was the Bedford Business Expo, and that's just going to be an opportunity for businesses to showcase what they do in the Fly Arts Center. Chamber members, they can buy a booth at the Business Expo at the Fly Arts Center on September the 10th. This event will be from 5 to 8 p.m. And if you are a chamber member and you buy a booth, it's $75. But you have the opportunity to tell your business story to everybody that comes through. Everybody can see what it is that you do. There's even a non-chamber members can have a booth there as well, and that's $175. But what we're doing is we're inviting the community out. Tickets for that are just $5. You can come and just roam through and visit the businesses and see what the businesses are all about. But basically what you're doing is having a business expo, a business fair. You've got chamber members and non-chamber members that are out there talking about what their business does.
So that's September 10th. What a great venue facility, Fly Arts Center. Off the square there, one block off the square, from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Correct.
September 10th. Come on out. If you need additional information on that, you can email Dana
at Dana, D-A-N-A, at Shelbyville-Bedford.com.
Well, Shane, we are basically out of time, and you covered about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different topics in that short period of time. Is there anything else you want to say before we go off the air?
No, I just want people to understand how important small business is. People say they support small business, but what are you doing to support small business? What are you providing for small business? What environment, what are we creating for small business to be successful? Are we really supporting small business? The Chamber does that. If you want to be part of supporting small business in Shelbyville and Bedford County, be a member of the Chamber, support the Chamber in any way that you can. If you really want to be part of supporting small businesses and all that it means to be a small business, then you have to support the Chamber. It's just that simple, Scott, because small businesses, they're the ones who are out here making sure that our community has the goods and services that people in our community want to buy. They're the ones that are out here risking capital and risking family inheritances on putting together businesses. It is extremely important that we keep a viable, healthy environment for our small businesses, because they provide for their families. They provide the very money that our elected officials spend for providing services to our citizenry. So it is extremely important. That sales tax revenue that comes from small business is extremely important to Shelbyville and Bedford County.
Absolutely. Shane, we appreciate you coming in today as the CEO of the Shelbyville Bedford County Partnership, talking about the Chamber of Commerce. And I know folks really appreciate what you and your very talented staff do here in the areas of economic development, workforce development, the Chamber of Commerce. Tourism. We can't forget tourism. We like those dollars, and then folks leave and get their sales tax money. But as well, and the foundation, which I know right now does teacher grants for our teachers, giving back to Bedford County education, our teachers, and how critical that is. And I know that you guys have been benchmarked by other organizations in so many areas, and I'm glad to hear that you guys are, one of your goals to be benchmarked in the agriculture economic development area, especially as important as agriculture is here in Bedford County. So appreciate you coming in today, and thank your staff for all the hard work that they do. Folks, the Tennessee Walking Horse National Celebration, the 86, begins this Wednesday, and the 21st. It goes through August 31st. WIJ will be out there broadcasting. So if you can't make it out there, and we encourage you, folks, for those of you that didn't grow up around here and you hadn't been to the celebration, you need to come on out. This is a 30,000-seat stadium, a 100-acre property out there, and all the indicators are up. The three things we look at celebration are box seat sales, up. We look at entries of horses, up. We look at sponsorships, because we can't do it without our great sponsors, up. All the three key indicators and metrics that we use are up. We're looking at a real successful year this year. So, folks, come on out to the 86th annual celebration. I do want to give a shout out to an anonymous couple. I was working, I volunteered at the Sheriff's Department on patrol, and myself and Sergeant Featherstone were eating lunch yesterday in Legends Restaurant, and somebody bought our lunch anonymously, and we do appreciate that, and we do appreciate the support for public safety here in Bedford County. So thank you to those nice folks that did that. Wish we knew who you were. We could thank you, but we at least thank you on the radio. This is Scott Johnson on behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting, the only locally owned radio station here in Bedford County. Until next time.
Hey, listen up. Kincaid's is currently having a big closeout sale on all furniture. Take advantage of deals on a huge inventory of name brands like Flexsteel, Jackson, Catnapper, Ashley, Ardent Home, and so much more. It's time to stop by Kincaid's and shop the huge inventory during their big closeout sale while supplies last. Buy local with Kincaid's, offering financing and free local delivery. Located on the Kincaid corner on Madison Street in Shelbyville. Kincaid Service Company, where service is their middle name.
At Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care, they strive to bring you excellence. Their family-friendly atmosphere makes going to the doctor a breeze. They provide their patients with in-depth eye exams with same-day glasses, a wide selection of name-brand frames like Ray-Ban, Versace, Coach, and more. They also have contact lenses and are able to treat ocular diseases and eye injuries. Need an eye exam? Trust Dr. Hasty and Family Eye Care, located at 605 North Main Street in Shelbyville, directly across from the U.S. Post Office. 931-684-2020.